There we go. Hey guys, what is going on out there today? It's Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Hope you're having a spectacular day so far. Wherever you are out here in the West Coast, Southern California desert, Rancho Mirage, the Mission Hills Country Club, and that young buck next to me, the great Owen McIntosh, the big O. That was the one thing I said you couldn't do. You couldn't come on here and flex.
You didn't tell me that.
Like when you play that little, miss hit. You're going big and then you miss it and a chank's in there for a winner and you start flexing and
this is going the wrong way right off the bat.
So guys, hope you're doing well today. What we're gonna talk to Owen about is kind of what he's working on. Look guys, and before we get into that, at 7:30 this morning Pacific time, as I'm doing throughout the month of January, we're doing the January 2021 31-day reboot. Let's get the body reset, reboot, and I've got a little something for you each morning that I want you to consider. So that'll be 7:30 Pacific coming up here in just about 29 minutes for the rest of the month. Mr. McIntosh, what's going on over there, young man?
Well, just another beautiful day in paradise,
Yeah. No, I mean, we're looking kind of at the same thing. You're about 5 doors down. I'm at 32 Wimbledon Drive. You're down there a little bit, 27, something like that. So look, tell the folks, I mean, it's like every time you and I practice, and look, you and I are out there at least twice a week. And most of the time it's out there twice a week where it's just the two of us. Like this afternoon, we're going to be out there for, in the heat. It's going to be hit high 80s today. And we're always working on something. I think the drill session, the way we have it set up, allows us to work on things without having to keep score, even though we are playing points. And I like that. And I think that you like that. And one of the things we do is we're always sitting down afterwards, kind of regurgitating what just happened. But want to hear from you, kind of like all the stuff that we've been working on. What is the one thing right now that if you could sprinkle magic fairy dust over it, you'd really want to upgrade, or you'd really want to figure out to a deeper level?
Well, I've given a great deal of thought to that because, you warned me that you might ask me to come on here and do this. And it was very difficult to single out one thing. I mean, I never took lessons from anyone. I came into this game in my late 30s and I've never had a lesson other than my hits with you for the last 2 or 3 years, which I consider lessons. But the one thing out of all the things that I am currently still struggling with is clarity. And by clarity, I mean not to be so result oriented. I grew up watching Borg, Connors, McEnroe play, and I emulated them. That was my instruction to the game. And of course, so then I'm out there trying to hit flat balls like Connors for winners and serve and volley like McEnroe and do the things that are just impossible for somebody that starts at 35 to do on a consistent basis. But I'd still try, and I still do try. And the one thing that I've gleaned by working and playing with you is that you can't do that because you can't reproduce those things. You're just not capable of it. Certainly there are moments, stretches where you can play to a higher level, but you can't continue to do that. And if you get frustrated with your inability to do it and you keep trying to play at that level, it's a recipe for disaster. So my best tennis right now comes when I wipe all that out and I have clarity. And then my decision making as to what shot to hit, what can I hit, is much more available to me. And I've found that I've improved significantly in the last 6 months because I've started to be able to control that. It's not that my strokes have gotten all that much better, maybe a little bit. I've thrown in a couple of different shot selections that I've picked up from you, which adds to my repertoire, makes me a little better player. But far and away, the better thing is my ability to get out there and concentrate and be clear about what I'm trying to do.
That's good. That's good. Well, I just know that, I mean, I've seen a transformation from this season, or I should say from last season, when I left the desert in May of 2020 to where we are now, right? And I got back here in November, so it's been 3 months. No, it's been about 2.5 months. But the one thing I see different in your game is you're right. I don't see, I mean, you could always hit the big forehand, always hit the big serve, always hit the big backhand. But now what I see is that the points are longer. You play a lot more shots. You keep a lot more shots in play without that result-oriented goal of, well, I want to end the point on my turn, on my terms. Right. And I think that's what I've discovered with my game over the last 10, 12, 15 years is that I don't need to hit winners, outright winners, to win points and win games and win sets and win matches, even against the very top guys in my age group. And I'm seeing a lot more I'm seeing a lot more from you with that kind of mindset, not only in the singles we play, but also in the doubles we play too, yeah. where especially with your serve volley, I mean, you're coming in, your transition volleys, half volleys are off the charts better than what they were before. Your return to serve percentage is off the charts better than it was before. You can still hit a big ball, but I would say that the mindset's different in terms of not trying to either hit a clean outright winner where the ball does not come back, but it's, one of my favorite all-time guys out there, Dick Johnson. I just want to hit a quality ball. Doesn't mean that it's got to be the Connors, the Borg, the McEnroe type ball, but I want to hit a good, high-quality ball. I'm assuming because of the quality of the player I'm playing against, I'm assuming it's going to come back.
Yeah, I'm still struggling a little bit with that, because it does come back. And I have this unrealized fantasy that, well, if I hit this big shot, nobody's going to get this thing back. I'm going to win the point. And that's not the case. It's every once in a while, but it's just not the case. So I'm learning to accept the fact that the ball's going to come back and I got to be ready for the next shot and the next. So,
well, when I heard that from Dick Johnson, which was, I want to hit a high quality ball, I'm assuming it's going to come back. That's okay. And I'll just take it from there. And that for me made me sense that, well, the ball that I'm hitting right now, I get to take all day long to hit this thing because I'm assuming it's going to come back, and that's all right. And whatever comes back, I'll just take it from there. Whereas before, and maybe that transition you're going through right now is that, well, I trust that when it comes back, I'm going to know what to do with it. And if it means that I'm going to hit another high quality ball and assume it's going to come back, look, how many times now do I feel like, well, I assume it's coming back, and it doesn't. It bounces twice over there. All right, that's called a winner. Yeah. But all right, we are at the 8-minute and 47 mark, and like you said yesterday when we were talking to Reed, I said, "Look, are you ready to go?" And you're the one saying, "Oh, okay, Mr. 7 around 7," blah blah blah. I know lately I've not been great at holding this thing to 7 minutes. So
let me just say one last thing, and that is for you guys out there that are also trying to learn this game, listen to the people that you trust and respect and do what they say. Give it a shot. Give it a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 6 months, whatever it is, but give that concentration a chance to improve you. I'll never forget Jeff Jacklich 2 or 3 weeks ago was giving me a tip, and I came back with something like, well, yeah, I interpret that like this. And he looks me straight in the eye and he says, listen to me. Okay? Just listen to me and do what I tell you to do. And that struck me as like, whoa, yeah, that's what I need to do. I don't need to try to figure these things out on the fly. I need to listen and then do it. And it works.
Yeah.
So
No, I totally agree.
Get somebody that you trust and respect and just do that for a while. That's my
that was one of the great epiphanies I had when I first went to see Tom Stowe back in the early 80s. Was I'd been trying to figure out everything on my own, and I had this huge sense of relief. Oh God, I don't have to think about this anymore.
Yeah.
I can just, whatever he tells me to do, I'm going to do it. And that's a great piece of advice there, O. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, listen, Big O, thanks for hanging out with me today. Hopefully we'll get you on again soon and check in with you and see how you're doing. Guys, any questions, you can leave it in the comments area. You can go ahead and direct message me over at Facebook, or you can shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. Always love to read your stuff. I promise to respond. And as always, guys, it is time. Get out there today. Help someone else have a great day. Oh, thanks again, man. Really, really appreciate it.
My pleasure.